He thought leaving me stranded on the side of the road would humble me. It didn't. It sealed his fate. The wipers had stopped when he cut the engine, rain hammering against the windshield like glass beads. His jaw was tight, his voice colder than the night air. "You need a lesson," he said. Then he drove away, taillights bleeding red into the dark. I didn't shout, I didn't beg, I just watched him go, rain soaking through my dress, hair plastered to my face. The asphalt steamed under my heels. My pulse slowed, my anger crystallized into something sharper. Moments later, a pair of headlights cut through the storm, a black truck. The door opened, and my bodyguard stepped out, calm, steady. He didn't ask questions, he didn't need to. I smiled as I climbed in. My husband thought he'd abandoned me. He hadn't realized I was already free of him. I met Daniel 8 years ago. He was charming in a way that looked effortless. The kind of man who knew how to tilt his head just right, who made you feel like you were the only person in the room. I fell hard, reckless, blind. Back then he held doors open, kissed my forehead, promised me the world. I wanted to believe him, and I did. But love has a way of corroding when it's built on ego. His compliments became criticisms, soft at first, then sharper. Every promotion I earned, every decision I made, he chipped away at it. He needed control the way lungs need air. The first real crack appeared when I noticed how often his phone faced down. He was careless with lies, careful with silences. He claimed late nights at the office, but the cologne on his jacket wasn't mine. I tested him once, asked if he still loved me. His answer was a smirk. That was all I needed. I didn't collapse, I didn't scream. I studied, I waited. I learned the rhythms of his deceit, his withdrawals, his arrogance. He thought he was untouchable. That was his mistake. I began to move in silence. Accounts were shifted, documents duplicated. I became a ghost in my own marriage, present but unreachable. While he played games, I built exits. I memorized his passwords while he slept. I recorded conversations he thought were harmless. I built a case piece by piece, quiet as a shadow. The more he lied, the steadier I became. Revenge wasn't rage, it was precision. The night he left me in the rain wasn't a shock, it was confirmation. His cruelty had matured into something bolder. He wanted to break me. He didn't realize I was already 3 moves ahead. The bodyguard drove me home that night, but not to the house Daniel thought we shared. No. That house was already gutted of anything valuable. My jewelry, my files, my keys, all relocated. The only thing left inside were memories and his arrogance. By the time he stumbled in later, soaked from the bar he'd crawled to, the locks had already been changed. His accounts, frozen. His car, registered in my name, repossessed. His mistress, exposed, her messages printed in neat stacks and mailed to his office. I didn't need to scream. I didn't need to confront him. The walls closed in without my voice. The confrontation came days later, in a lawyer's office. He swaggered in, certain I'd crumble. He spoke first. "She's nothing without me." I let him talk. I let him believe the sound of his own voice still carried power. Then my lawyer slid the folder across the table. Bank transfers, phone records, hotel receipts, all neatly cataloged, undeniable. His mistress's testimony already notarized. I watched his skin drain of color. I saw his jaw twitch, his hands clench. That was the moment, the shift, when the man who thought he owned me realized he'd been playing on borrowed time. He tried to argue, of course. Anger was his last weapon. But the more he spoke, the deeper he sank. He didn't notice I wasn't even looking at him anymore. I'd already won. People ask if revenge feels sweet. It doesn't. It feels quiet, like a storm that's finally passed. I didn't need to destroy him. I just needed him stripped of the power he thought he held. His name reduced to whispers, his control dissolved into paperwork and signatures. He left me in the rain to teach me a lesson. The irony is that he was the one who learned. Now, when I think back to that night, I remember the red taillights vanishing into the dark. I remember the rain soaking me to the bone. And I remember the black truck pulling up, headlights steady, a door opening to safety. That was the moment everything shifted. The moment I realized I wasn't abandoned. I was free. And Daniel, he was finished.